What's up, everybody? It's Joe La Puma. You were watching the Complex Sneakers Podcast. As always, I'm with my two guys. First off, to my right, Mr. Matt Welty.
I didn't know what day of the week it was, but we're here.
Yeah, showed up thinking it was Monday. It's Tuesday, but okay. We were snowed in. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
And to my left, Mr. Brendan Dunne.
Here I am.
He had
fighting some battles.
He's refreshed. He went to bed very early last night. Refreshed.
I did not go to bed.
You
early.
went to bed.
Your peace. So
you went to bed
sometimes
early
the
in the
phone
morning.
And the emails. Sometimes the phone and the emails have to be turned off.
I wish that last night. I'm not going to get into the details.
No.
You know, I had the battery in my back, as you know. And shout out to Joe La Puma, because whenever I have the battery in my fucking back, he's there for me.
Always.
And this was not one of those instances where I turned to you, but
No.
I was up late dealing with some calls and some emails.
You didn't hit him with the DND.
What, Dungeons and Dragons?
Do not disturb.
No.
No,
Although
not
you
this
guys
time.
didn't text. You didn't text back last night.
That is.
You didn't text back
What did
last
you text
night
us about last night?
about our guest, but that's okay. You were dealing with something, but
I was dealing
you were
with a
dealing
lot.
with something. You have no excuse, literally no excuse. Besides, you thought maybe it was a Sunday and not a Monday night.
What
but
time did you send the text?
Not that late.
I honestly do not recall. You know, I was in
It's all good.
I was battling.
It's all good.
I mean, there's nothing better, though, than when someone hits you really late on some bullshit, on something that they want you to do ASAP at like 10:30 at night. And you definitely read the email, you read the text or whatever,
I'll
but
get to it in the morning.
and then they're asking you why you're not doing it, and you're like, because I was asleep.
Dave Matthews has to check me sometimes.
Shout out to our producer, Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews sometimes has to say, "Hey, man, it's Saturday,
One of our producers,
It's
sorry.
Saturday morning.
Shout out
It's
to
Saturday
Jasmine, too.
morning." Of course.
Sorry.
Shouts to Jess. That's okay.
Sometimes, you know, we got so many people to shout out.
I know.
Haley, Chancel,
Everyone.
Craig.
Speak on it.
Justin,
Keep going.
Chenna, come on. AJ.
Shout them all out.
I know. No, see,
Justin
now
Justin, our cameraman, has the ACGs on. Function and fashion. Justin, sorry, I know I'm peeling back the
wow, the fourth wall. Yeah.
yeah, the fourth wall. So a little tough to get on though, right? They're a little tough to get on. Zach the Basic, first thing he asked me when I got those, are they tough to get on? I was like, no, not at all. Upon further review, they're tough to get on.
Justin of former Life at Complex fame.
Yeah.
That's right. By the way, I feel bad because I mentioned a bunch of names and I'm sure I forgot some names. So everybody who's watching in the control room right now, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I tried.
Yes.
Well, I'll get us
but
pizza to celebrate.
exactly, we have pizza
We have some
lunch.
pizza coming. Shout out to Grimaldi's.
You have a lot of energy, even though you were up late, but we're here.
Through the blizzard, through the snow.
We made it through.
Had the
Were you getting active? On
Oh
the
wait, hold on. You had a
superintendent
lot
too?
of. This was his first snowstorm as the apartment superintendent. Were you out there with the snowblower?
I think it was the second one.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Super of the building.
yeah, and the basement of the building is pretty big. It's
Okay.
it's like multiple rooms with all the boilers and all that sort of stuff. So I needed to shovel the snow, and of course, like the landlord had the shovel like hidden in like one of the side rooms, like underneath something, and I couldn't find it, you know.
Okay.
And,
No.
and I couldn't find the shovel, and then she sends me a text.
It's the landlord.
Yes, Sunday night, being like, not like calling me out or anything, but just like, no,
this
just,
is your new responsibility.
Yeah, she's like,
we get you have the
she go-
sneaker thing, but
yeah, she goes, did you shovel? It needs this much, like in front of the apartment complex, a 2-foot wide path or whatever. And I'm like, well, I told her I can't find the shovel, and she's like, oh, it's down in this room over here. So I finally go and get the shovel, and this was the next day. It was like 16 degrees out.
Wait, but wasn't the storm on Saturday?
I couldn't find the
Your
shovel.
tenants are stuck
Wow,
in the
not
building.
a building I would want to live in.
I cleared
Saturday.
off the front steps, but I didn't.
Did you put the salt out?
She didn't have any salt.
Sorry, did you say that already?
No, but
Okay.
I'm saying there wasn't any. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
so-
go to the store and buy a bag of salt.
Okay, so go ahead.
Anyway, so I finally find the shovel, and it's like one of those really cheap, flimsy, like
Yeah.
plastic ones without the metal.
Something you take a kid to the beach to make a sandcastle with.
Yes, and I'm sitting there, and it's like 16 degrees out, and like all the snow has been like packed down, and
Sure.
I'm sitting there like trying to chip away at it.
How long did it take you?
Dude, I'm like, this isn't. I was just like, this isn't gonna happen. Like, this just is not. No matter how many
You gave
hours.
up.
Yeah, no. So I actually use intuition. I'm like, oh wait, I'm walking down the street, and I'm like, where the hell am I gonna get a shovel at like 7 p.m. on a Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, the bar next door. I know those
There he
people.
goes.
I was like, I know this sounds really crazy,
goes.
but can I borrow your shovel?
Yeah.
And they let me borrow the shovel, and it took a while, but I cranked it out.
Okay. Listen, first big snowstorm. What do you grade yourself, the super responsibilities? Because listen,
How did you do
Sunday night at
overall?
7 o'clock. Sunday night at 7 o'clock. I thought the main storm happened Saturday
It's
up
true.
until like 5. So your tenants didn't have a clean pathway until Sunday at 8 o'clock. All right, listen. Let's get a shovel for you. Let's get a shovel.
Yeah.
You thought this was just a backyard and
Come on,
and some new square footage? No, you have responsibilities. Okay.
Do you guys like the snow at all? I
No.
do not need any more snow in my adult lifetime. After all the snow that I lived through as a child, I could go.
I'm okay with it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not that big into it. We could touch it,
Will
Our
you go
guest today-
sledding and stuff?
No, you even know that the Kith trips, like you said
Oh.
to Ronnie, like not even on the mountain. Not big into snow. No.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if it was like this for y'all, on the East Coast, but I think it was 96, 97, the blizzard that year that happened.
I remember.
Yes, blizzard,
And in
yep.
North Idaho, it was debilitating. We lived down a gravel road, and maybe I've told the story here before, but we couldn't drive to our house, so we had to stop before. We had to stop on one gravel road because we couldn't get down on the next gravel road, and we had to put the groceries in the sled and take the plastic Walmart sled.
It's literally the Oregon Trail. Literally. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Ooh, I can tell you some horror stories
All right.
about that blizzard.
And now look at he's
the
wearing
power going out.
now he's wearing diamond dunks in the snow. Okay.
all this pressure builds diamonds, right?
Exactly. You ever had to turn the oven on when the power was out during the blizzard?
heat?
Yeah.
No.
Leave it open.
Wow.
Man.
I just remember when I went to college, like for the first time or the third, I don't even know. But I went to school like in Western New Hampshire, like 10 minutes from Vermont.
Okay.
And like, I hated it because during the winter, like it actually snowed out there, and like the snow would stay. It's not like here where
Sure.
it snows and the snow's gone in 2 days. It was like almost like permafrost. Like the snow was there from November until like
April.
first March or whatever.
Yeah.
So all winter you couldn't wear sneakers. It was
Yeah.
like no sneaker land,
Yeah.
And and Brendan, I'm sure you probably had the same thing too growing up, where it was a lot of snow. Then when the snow finally melted,
Slush and stuff.
though the sidewalk was like an 18-foot long like puddle.
Yeah.
That there was no way of like
It's
kind
a lot
of.
of trauma, man.
But you had to really think about your footwear choices in those
Yes.
situations because you
Yeah.
couldn't just wear anything out the door because it's going to get.
I mean,
cooked.
I didn't have a lot of footwear choices at the time, but
I'm not talking about 96. I meant
Yeah.
just in general, like
Yeah,
maybe when
yeah.
you had already gotten into shoes.
Early complex flex when related to
we're talking about our
related
rough,
to snow,
our
not
rough
not for me.
lives,
No,
the-
not for me. Early
the horrors we've lived through, and Joe comes in with the
No,
flex.
no.
Please,
Growing
you
up,
have the floor.
growing up
I
when
used to wear Galaxy foam posits as
no,
boots in the winter
no, it's not about me. Early complex memories though, like where I grew up, a lot of my friends would snowboard. They go to like Mount Snow or
Yeah.
Okemo and things like that. And when I was like 1 or 2 years into complex, Bradley was big snowboarder,
Yep.
and I'd be like,
Bradley
"Oh,
Carbone.
yeah, Bradley Carbone. Oh, you going to Mount Snow?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to Jake Burton's house," and he would always
yeah.
invite me like
Wow.
to Burton's house. But yeah, so. But
Right in
I never
Vermont?
went. I never snowboarded. I've never skied either.
Really,
Snowmobile though.
Where I grew up, there's a ski mountain, and so everybody skis or snowboards. It's a very big thing in the town there. And in 4th grade, everybody goes on a trip, to the mountain
Yeah.
to ski together, and it's a 2-day trip. And after the first day, I was so miserable and so bad at it that I opted out of the second day.
I'm not a big snow guy.
Yeah, I did that a bit as growing up, but
Yeah. Joe, did anybody ever tell you look like Jimmy G? From the 49ers?
I've seen that. I
ton
think
of
we've mentioned
times?
that,
Really?
yeah.
A ton of times. I want to show you something too.
Please. Because I could not tell you
I'm gonna have
before
you-
this weekend. And he's a handsome guy. Before this past weekend, I couldn't have told you what Jimmy Garoppolo looked like. But somebody texted me that you might be cousins, and then I looked up and I just wanted to see if it was a comparison you got frequently.
I'm going to show you something. I'm sorry that it's taken a while, but I got to show.
More than Hassan Minhaj?
I think you look more like Jimmy G.
I'm really sorry. You can never.
Did they
find-
put you on a mural with him?
No.
Somebody sent me a photo with a mural.
No,
Somebody
but-
went, Soul Retriever. They went and they were in the physical courtyard and took a photo. Shout out to Stoosh.
But I mean, you should be like thankful that like that's like the.
I'll take it.
No, but that's like the.
Oh, Joe? With
Yeah,
Jimmy G.
that-
That's
that-
the comparison?
Yeah, that's the comparison you get because like people hit me up and they're like, it's like, Marv from like Home Alone.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's
This-
not what I'm going to put on the
This
resume.
really sucks. Sorry. So anticlimactic.
No,
sorry.
all good.
Oh, here
all
we
good.
go.
Oh, okay.
Also spelt wrong. I was right.
What did your mother say? The quarterback on San Francisco looks like you.
Yeah. I didn't respond. Sorry. Also, next message. Do you have anything on YouTube today? YouTube spelled U-T-U-B-E. So, yeah, but that's
Joe's
funny
on
you say
YouTube
that.
all the time.
Jimmy G, I'll take it.
I do get
Let's make it. Yes.
I do get people hitting me with like, you know, random Brendan lookalikes as well.
Oh, really?
So-
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron
Wait,
Rodgers
both
is the main one.
quarterbacks. So Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy G.
I don't think I look like a quarterback. I don't think I look like a quarterback.
Who?
The
I don't
villain from Home Alone.
I don't think. Yeah.
Okay. That's. I also, when I was searching, I heard you say Marv from Home Alone. It's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Jimmy G. Wow. Yeah, he's out though.
Oh, this weather. I'm actually trying to skate out of here. I want to go to Dubai for this Money Kicks Mayweather fight.
Oh, you know who someone did say?
That you?
Yeah.
He's gonna say Leo.
No. Quarterback.
Gardner Minshew.
No.
Big Ben?
No. The guy from the Raiders.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. That's the one that I had
I'm
got.
sorry, but I have no idea
I
what he
still
looks
say
like.
Sami Zayn from WWE.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, exact.
I don't know who those people look like.
He looks like him. He's fit
But
too.
backup quarterback, Marcus Mariota on the Raiders.
I
on
thought
the
you were
Raiders.
gonna
Go
say Derek
Ducks.
Carr. I think you look like a backup quarterback.
Oh my God. No, come on. But yeah,
Oh,
are
that's funny. That's funny.
sorry, I got to get
And
back
Marv
on
is
this.
hilarious.
Can we all go to Dubai? Are you guys down for the Money Kicks Mayweather fight?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, they're fighting.
I mean, it's supposed to maybe
Seems like
happen.
it.
Yeah.
Wait, Money Kicks is gonna fight Floyd Mayweather?
You didn't hear that?
No.
They used like his name. Maybe that's why you missed it. But they were like, yeah, I think exhibition Money Kicks is
Could
gonna
be good.
Is Money Kicks the most viewed full size run of
Yes.
all time?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Second to, or no,
Marcus.
Marcus is second. but-
Marcus has more views than Yeezy Busta now?
Yeah, of course. Marcus has like over
Shouts
a
to
million.
Easy Buster.
I'm not saying
Great
that.
guy.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny. They put it in the outtakes of the full size run from last season.
Okay.
When I was talking to the situation about fighting Jake Paul, and I was like, dude, I would definitely take however much it was, how much he was saying it was like 2 million or something like that
Yeah.
to get Jake Paul to like knock me unconscious.
I mean, listen.
And the situation was like,
He's like it doesn't add up to my
Whose situation?
Yeah, this is
Don't talk like that. He was a great guest. Don't.
he
I'm
basically
not saying
responded
that, but-
like, 2 million to you is different than
Yeah,
2
he
million to
hit me with that where
Okay.
he's like, oh, you know, he's like, I don't need to put myself in that scenario at this point.
I'm putting myself in that
I
scenario
would
every
definitely.
time.
Would you take 2 million to get duffed by Jake Paul? I mean, it's not going to hurt your ego that much, right?
Not about ego.
I think people would expect him to like all three of us. We would get knocked out.
Let me tell you, this is what I would say. I just told Justin that it's very tough to put on the ACG sneakers in the snow. Physical activity, honestly, the Jake Paul fight, we are a long way from that. So that's what I would say.
Would you
That's
fight
my
Money Kicks?
answer.
I mean, well, if you ever take him sneaker shopping and ask like
Who Money Kicks?
No,
Jake Paul?
Jake. No, if you do and you ask him a testy question, then like maybe it could turn into Joe La
yeah.
Puma versus Jake Paul.
I bet
boxing
you could
match.
beat Money Kicks in a fight. Hey, if he's fighting Mayweather.
That Mayweather to Dubai.
I hope it
Have you ever
happens.
been to Dubai?
Yeah, we've been. I've been a couple times. Welty
Been
and I have been
once.
together. Yeah, I'm
Never
good. Yeah,
have.
we're good out there.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Tom Brady retiring.
Doesn't do much for me.
Nothing.
Sorry.
You? Big New England guy?
No. I've always been a Giants fan.
I didn't know that.
I've talked about this plenty of times.
New York Giants?
Yeah, it was like
The football team.
Born in New Jersey.
I didn't know
my
that.
family's from here. I'm always a New York sports fan for the most
Okay,
part.
I didn't know that Giants.
No, Giants.
Next time I'm with Eli,
Giants,
let me
not
know.
Jets.
Oh wow! Next time you're making
I'm
pies
just
with
kidding.
Eli.
I just-
Yo, you remember who we were talking about this weekend on the text? Jeremy Shockey.
Yes. Yeah, Jeremy Shockey. I was a big fan of Jeremy Shockey. He was, like Dunne said, putting the battery in the back. He was like, for a couple years, the
When did
heart
he
of the
play?
Giants.
When did he play?
Tight end. When did he play?
It was so when the Giants won that Super Bowl, not the first Super Bowl they won, but the first one they won with Eli.
2000
I don't think
Oh, I'm
one-
not even gonna say. it here. I'm not even gonna
2007?
guess.
He
Oh, I was
never
gonna guess
won with the
2009.
Giants.
No, but that was he played with the Giants that season
And got hurt,
He got
right?
hurt and didn't get to play in that Super Bowl, and I think that was the end of his run with the Giants.
But in 2002, do you remember the play when he took the ball from Brian Dawkins in the end zone?
I don't.
I think
It's
so.
such a classic. It's like the classic Jeremy Shockey play.
Would you take Jeremy
Oh.
Shockey sneaker shopping?
Would I have or right
Would-
now? I don't think he does press anymore. But Jeremy Shockey was. I have the jersey, so I have the Shockey authentic jersey I got for Christmas once.
Was
And
it
it
signed
didn't
by
have
him?
the small numbers.
But not the small numbers.
Yeah.
But you know whose number he was?
It was number 80, right?
Yeah, that was Victor's number. So then, yeah,
Passing the torch.
yeah.
Got you.
I know I keep alluding to it.
Yeah.
The Kith trip, the thing that we're not talking about, but also big Giants fan on the show today.
But
big Giants fan.
Before we get to that, we should give away a pair of sneakers because we are back.
We are back.
We are giving away free sneakers with eBay. We have a pair to give away this
Are
week.
these sneakers?
Yes.
Close
They're
enough.
sneakers.
Close enough.
Are they sneakers?
Hey, people who may not remember, this is how this works. Every week we're going to be giving away a pair of sneakers with eBay. You can go to ebay.complex.com and submit a question for us to answer on the air. If we pick your question, if we ask your question, if we answer your question on the air, read it out and address it, we will give you a free pair of sneakers courtesy of eBay and their Authenticity Guarantee program. Only open to U.S. residents. So just keep that in mind when you're submitting those questions. Joe, what are we giving away this week?
Visvim FBT.
I never owned a pair. Welty, did
me
you ever
either.
own a pair of Visvims?
Me either.
No, it's a shoe that I probably would have wanted to own, though. But
Yeah.
expensive.
Wouldn't want?
No, would have wanted to own.
Just this era of Vis. Obviously, you have like classic Visvim collectors. John
Yeah,
Mayer,
yeah,
big
yeah.
Visvim collector, but
Plain Pat, isn't
play,
he?
he probably
Isn't it
plain Pat
Cuddy's guy? Yeah, he has the huge.
Emil.
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 I mixed it up.
Emil, yep.
Okay.
Emil has a big Visvim
Plain
collection.
Email.
Brock had,
Yeah, Brock Marciano.
yeah,
Okay.
Chase. But this, I would say like,
Chase Infinite.
yeah, I would say that these like really had, they're always a staple,
Yeah.
right? And then around
No
what,
pigeon?
2013, 2012, 2013,
That shit was everywhere.
Kanye was wearing
I
them a
remember-
lot. ASAP Rocky was wearing them a lot.
Noah Callahan Bever was wearing them a
Noah
lot.
Callahan Bever had like 4 pairs.
Yeah.
It was a big.
Upscale Vandal, I got to shout him out
Yeah,
because
Mike, for sure.
he had some rare pairs as well.
It was big, that whole era of like the skinny stacked like light wash jeans. Remember like when Kanye was like his whole Kanye's like APC collaboration
Sure. Yeah.
era with like the what was it, the hip hop T-shirt, the white tee that
Yeah.
Yeah.
with Jerry Lorenzo or whatever, the
Jerry
$100.
Lorenzo still wearing,
Yeah.
still cooking
Shout out
up.
Jerry.
Wearing Visvim.
We need to get him in the studio.
we do.
Third time.
Yes,
but-
third
we do.
time's a charm. But this is a great shoe. It's kind of like, yeah, none of us ever had one, but like, I feel like it's weird. It was always not unattainable to me, but it was like a shoe that
Tier
like,
above what you were
yeah.
willing to spend.
Yeah.
I actually I totally forgot about this until right now. I got to interview Hiroki
Oh, wow.
Nakamura once. It was through some it's always like through some
Founder of
random,
Visvim.
through some random PR agency, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to come down to the Visvim store in I don't know. I don't think it's Soho. I think it's like West Village area."
That doesn't exist, right?
I thought
Oh, I don't think there's a Visvim store in New York.
Well,
I mean, maybe at I meant now.
Yeah, at the time, I think it was. I don't remember. They had a
Okay.
huge They had like this huge Visvim shoe in the window,
Hmm.
you know. But they're like, "Do you want to interview Hiroki?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I went and, but it was one of those ones where you're so nervous because you always hear all
He's a
these
legend.
stories about
Yeah.
how like, he's like the coolest guy
Yeah.
ever, and I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, I need to get like amazing stories, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went
out
to
of
the
him.
Visvim store in Tokyo once. It's a beautiful store.
Yeah. By the way, none of us have ever had a pair, but Jed Layson is getting these. San Diego zone. We are giving these to Jed. Jed's question for us, we got to get to this. Jed
Yes.
asked, and this is fitting,
Yes.
given the weather, given the shoe we're giving away, is there a non-sneaker brand that you'll stand by against the opinion of a typical sneakerhead? Which shoe is it and why?
Interesting question. Do you guys have a answer to this right off the bat?
I know lately, and this is given with the with the advent of the snow and everything. I found a pair, and I wore them today. I found a pair of Merrells. Shout out
yeah.
our good friend Paul Ruffles.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
He had sent. They were like I think people gave you crap for it too, so I was worried about wearing them. Those like low top, the slip-on joints that you wore.
Oh yeah, the Merrill, the mock.
Yeah,
shoe.
but I have like a higher. It's like
Not the
this-
Hydro mock, but yeah. What is it? The Jungle mock. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like a mid-cut version of that almost like it's the same sole unit.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know.
I like those a lot. The Jungle mock.
Yeah,
the
and I
awake one,
ended
the
up
gray
putting
suede one.
I put them on the mid-top ones, and I like them a lot because they're Gore-Tex and everything. And I don't know why, because I remember people like being like, "Oh, why are people wearing Merrells? You know, da 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 da." You just know how people are in the comments.
Of course.
And I thought for some reason that people were going to try to roast me over wearing Merrells. You know,
Yeah. Unroastable.
Unroastable.
For me, yeah. I mean, I've talked about it. I do the loafers a lot.
Okay.
You know, the Belgian shoes. I bring those on most trips with me. I like to have a nice pair of boots in the winter. I'm not doing sneakers through the snow usually, so the Danner boots are big for me. I used to be a Tim's guy kind of, but at some point Tim's just felt weird on me.
who or what or where were we hanging out recently? And you were going on and on about the loafer brand.
Oh, who were we talking to? We were talking to Shawn Evans, and I was trying to convince
Oh,
Shawn Evans that he needed to buy a
yes.
pair of Belgian loafers. Yeah. No, I hope we get a chance to go to the store. So, yeah, those are the most frequent. I definitely had a desert boot moment, a big Clark's desert boot moment in college. You know, lots of Wallabies. I feel like maybe the Wallaby is my go-to non-sneaker.
That's the safe shoe to wear to like a sneaker brand event where they can't get mad at you because it's not. I wore a pair of Wallabies to like a Jordan brand activation, and I'm like, what can they say about it?
safe. Joe, what about you?
I don't have a great answer for this. I would just say,
Well, you
These
have,
ACGs through the snow.
you have them right there.
well, I mean, but isn't the question like what people kind of like talk down on?
No, I think it's more just
Okay.
like a non-sneaker that you're into.
I mean, I never owned the Visvim, but I do like the Visvim brand.
You do
I like
have the ALD.
Damier boots.
Okay.
You do have the ALD loafers.
I do. I've
Did
never
you ever
worn
wear
them. No, I never worn them. I told you it's like sometimes you think of something in your head.
Yeah.
I always have the Easter Sunday fit pulling up to Bayshore with the loafers. Everyone go, what? Well, you know what I mean? But they haven't been out of the box yet. The ALD loafers are really nice.
You're gonna put a penny in them.
I trust you'll put together a fit.
penny in them? No. Yeah,
All right.
I'm sorry. I don't really have that great, but like, Tim's, yeah.
Yeah. Jed, enjoy your sneakers.
Jed,
Thank you for submitting, and yeah.
enjoy.
All right. Should we bring on our guest?
Yes. Our guest on today's podcast has been a force in multiple parts of the industry for over 25 years. He quickly became an expert in marketing and promotion at multiple labels like Penalty, Elektra, G Street, and Arista. After almost a decade of holding director-level positions at multiple labels, he would become the vice president of lifestyle promotions at Def Jam, and in 2013, he would become the EVP of the historic label. Under his guidance, he would have a major hand in releases from Kanye West, Jay-Z, Young Jeezy, Rihanna, and others. After his run at Def Jam, he became a senior executive at Roc Nation Sports, where he worked with athletes like Victor Cruz, Des Bryant, Skylar Diggins-Smiths, and more. Currently, he runs CAA AMP, an agency spinoff that was launched by Dwyane Wade. We could continue to run down our guest resume, but time is of the essence. If you're reading between the lines, his work history has afforded him some rare relationships and some rare sneaker moments. We plan on diving into some classic stories today with our guest, Shawn Pecas Costner. Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
man.
How you doing?
I'm good, but next time I'm up for renegotiation, I might need you to intro that.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. There was a lot of info, so I was, we could have been here for a while,
I
but
might need that on the new negotiation. With
Amazing.
CAA. Let's go. Baby.
so good to see you. Just
you too.
to start off, he was on the Kith trip in Aspen, and listen,
Were you snowboarding?
Absolutely not.
but it was did you see
Snowmobile.
Snowmobile,
Okay,
me
yes.
too, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, he had the fits though. We all had the fits, but I will tell you, I've been on a lot of trips for Kith, and I've never seen an MVP award given out. He was the MVP at the last dinner, the first MVP of any Kith trip.
Is there an award? Is there a trophy?
Well, what happened was because I guess they figured they made it up halfway during the trip,
Yeah.
there was no award.
Okay.
So I told Ronnie two things have to happen, and Joe agreed, was you either have to name it the Shawn Pecas MVP Award
Yep.
from
Sure,
now
yeah,
on,
yeah.
or whatever the guy gets next year, I should be able to get as well, don't
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah, retroactive
Exactly.
for sure. Pair
Exactly.
of shoes at least.
Pair of shoes,
One
something.
off, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to release a T-shirt because you said the last dinner, but if you have, I think it's the last dinner photo.
The Last
Jesus.
Supper of all
Yeah,
that.
Last
Yeah,
Supper.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No, but with everyone on the Kith trip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Release it on the Kith Monday program.
Bam,
Oh, I
look,
like that.
that's a free idea. That's a free idea for you, Ronnie. But yeah, so we were together on the Kith trip and the stories of which some we'll get into today. But yeah, great to have you on, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I love you guys' show. I think it's
Appreciate
amazing. I love just all the things you guys speak about. Of course, you know I'm a big sneaker lover, so
We
I
saw
love
you
what
came
you guys.
through in the snow. We were talking before you came on about, you know, the hellish weather shows up and we tuck away the heat till the summer, and you came through
With the crinks,
disrespectfully.
Disrespectfully.
Wait, are those the samples or those the release?
Nah, these are the crink releases.
Okay.
These were like, I have a very good friend that I was very close with at Nike for a long time. So I'm an old school sneaker guy, right?
Yeah.
There was no internet
Sure.
when I was collecting shoes, right? So when you got a pair of shoes, my internet was like Clark Kent and Mayer. You call them immediately.
Yeah.
That was your go-to. That was like, trying to figure out on one of the apps whether or not how much money your shoes worth. It was Clark Kent and Mayer, or there was always just one geeky little kid in your neighborhood who just knew everything. You know
all
what I
the
mean?
catalogs memorized or something like that. Yeah.
Did they?
Like this. No.
Being so close to those guys, you had like the plug at 21 Mercer, I'm assuming.
Well, no. So I did have a plug at 21 Mercer. I actually had a super plug at Nike.
Yeah.
So we used to, what I call now an exchange of service. Like she would need certain things and I would need certain things. So we just ended up having an
I
exchange.
think we had Mosh on the show, and he was talking about playing baseball games.
No, we played the stickball game.
Yeah, and he said,
Mercer.
and he's like, oh, Pecas showed up with the cooler full of like champagne or whatever.
Out on Mercer Street.
You see, I always know how to work people. That's my job. I got to figure out what
love
people's vices are, and then I
that.
give you what your vice.
You know, I'm surprised that Mayer, and it may happen, no pun intended, but I feel like anytime we are shooting something and we're with one of his friends, that he bursts in the door somehow.
No, but didn't you talk to him?
Yeah. I speak to him this morning. I speak to him.
So he knows this is happening.
Yeah, he knows this is happening. Yeah, he's my guru. I go to him. So I showed him about 3 or 4 different pairs of kicks, and he was like, "Yeah, you should do that right there."
He might kick in the door though. He's gonna.
He's definitely.
He
and
might
by
be,
the way,
yeah.
he doesn't like to lose credit on anything. Please make sure he gets his credit.
Shouts to Mayer.
Shout to Mayer.
Yeah, so, we're in the crinks, but it's a long way from the Kiwi on the Adidas Superstars with the fat laces when you were growing up, right?
Yeah.
The Kiwi cleaner?
The Kiwi. So Kiwi was something because, Kiwi was the original Clorox wipes.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, you had a Kiwi deal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did some sponsor stuff with Kiwi.
Oh, okay. Hot out there.
Yeah.
Kiwi, but the only thing about Kiwi, after you kiwied your kicks like 4 or 5 times, they started to look like cement shoes. You know what I mean? It was like, painting your walls without primer or putting primer on top of paint.
Oh, it'd start to wear the white away on the
Yeah,
shoe,
it would start
right?
to wear it away,
So
right.
if there's any future Kiwi deal, we just shit it on the product. Go on.
No, I'm saying back then.
That re-up ain't happening.
No. Yeah. The formula, by now, they've perfected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they perfected.
Go on.
Kiwi's good now. But yeah, that was our Clorox wipes back in the days, man. And it taught me how to wash my shoelaces. Like I was a king of cleaning shoelaces, right? You just wash them with regular soap detergent.
Yeah.
And then you take a towel and you dry them, and then you iron them. You were back in the game.
Press the tip of the
Press
iron
tip
on it, right?
Right on it, nice and easy. Or pull it right through. You were good.
Yeah. Were you going through a lot of shoes back then?
Nah, man, I grew up poor. I was a poor kid, so that's why Kiwi was important to us and me cleaning our sneakers. Like, when we got a pair of shoes when I was growing up, you used them to play basketball, you used them to go on your first date, you used them for a different thing. So when I was playing sports, if my mother bought me a pair of basketball shoes, I definitely wore them to hang out like 3, 4, 5 times before I used them to play basketball. Like nowadays, these kids come out there with these brand new sneakers, and you're like, yo, my man, you're wearing those to play ball, but it's a different day and age now. You know? But when we were growing up, you had one pair for everything.
Definitely. And what do you think about like now you being courtside and seeing Melo's deals and like Devin Booker, who is like one of the hottest in the league?
Fire,
what do you think about like the sneaker culture and how it relates to kind of like the basketball culture?
It's great you said that. I was having a cigar and some wine with Melo and Ja Rule.
Okay.
Which is actually really cool because Ja Rule is extremely knowledgeable about the crypto world and NFTs and all this other
Is this
stuff.
before or after the Versus battle?
This was after the versus.
Okay.
battle.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Ja Rule on fire.
Okay, yeah.
This was just recently. We went
fire.
to we were on D Wade's 40th birthday party
Okay.
in LA. So
Okay.
we're sitting there and we're talking about that, and
That was a quote.
it's ironic because they were saying every sneaker person hates PJ.
Why?
Now they hate him because he's just nonstop,
Oh, 'cause
right?
he has everything.
He
Has
has
everything?
everything, but he just goes so hard. Like Melo's the type of player that he always wants to look good. Melo, I've never seen Melo looking bad, even at his house hanging out. It fucking just looks always great.
Yeah.
But he'll wear shoes that work for him on the court.
Mm-hmm.
PJ will wear shit that it just has to look good. Like his feet must be toe up. But I'm telling you, PJ Tucker
Yes.
is the flyest guy in the game. Now he reminds me a lot of like Mayer and Clark Kent and all of us, because that's what we would do when we were younger. We would go and find what the hottest shoe was. 21 Mercer if they only had 100 pair.
Yeah.
Or if you had to go to Choi's on 103rd Street, which is a sneaker store that was owned by a great Asian older couple from back in the days. Or if you had to go to Brooklyn, like you had to.
Where was the spot in Brooklyn?
I'm from the Bronx. I didn't do Brooklyn
gotcha,
too much.
gotcha.
I didn't go that far.
Okay.
I stayed in my neighborhood.
Got you.
Because you didn't want to lose your shoes in Brooklyn.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, PJ doesn't stop.
He does not stop, and my point is like he makes it fun, and all the guys like they have such like a little jealous thing about him. But he's an animal.
The thing though, PJ said to me once is that CP3 is different level. But being CP3 the Jordan deal, Melo the Jordan deal, but
Dude, the shoes Chris Paul has in his closet.
that's
like
what I heard.
The like all from those bowling tournaments and all that
Heard he's
crazy
got
stuff.
like Jordan 11s and just like colors
All
that
right,
no
can
one's
I
ever
tell you
seen
my
before.
CP3?
Yes, we have to hear.
And I got a photo for this.
Okay.
Every story I tell, I have a photo.
All right,
about
just
it.
text.
D Wade is marrying my wonderful friend Gabrielle Union. We go to the wedding. There's a note that goes out. It says, everybody should wear black tuxedos, but black. Don't wear white. The only idiot who wears white is me.
Okay.
White jacket.
Ice cream
Brand
suit
new
on.
Ice cream suit, black pants, only dummy. I didn't pay attention. And the only reason why I did it was because I wore my tuxedo, white jacket, black pants, but with a pair of breads.
Okay.
With Jordan breads, right?
Okay.
Patent and leather. That keeps the whole thing together, right? Patent and leather looks good.
Yeah.
So I get everybody has shoes on. Everybody has black tuxedos on except for me and Dwyane Wade, who's
Okay.
getting married. And I'm the
Okay.
only idiot.
In the
But
picture, it's
in
just
the
D
picture-
Wade. It's you
But
and
what
you.
saves me is that I have these Jordan bread 11s on.
Sure.
Everybody's all packed, killing the game. CP3 comes up, he goes, "You MFer." I'm going back. Yo, Pecas got Jordans on. He went back, and I'm thinking I'm killing him. He went back to his car and came back with something that I had never seen before in my life, and just shut the whole
Jordan
wedding.
I
They
remember,
never released.
I remember
Shut the whole wedding.
He
Yeah.
had those like it was like the emerald colored Jordan 11s or whatever that like he kept on like Khaled kept on hitting him. He's like, I need a pair of
I
those.
need a
Like,
pair.
Chris Paul, why are you holding out on me?
PJ said that he would be in the locker room with him, and like he would be like, man, look at these Jordans are crazy. Like I've never seen them before. And Chris Paul in like a day or two would walk in the locker room wearing the
Killer.
shoes.
He's like a silent killer. I call him a high-end hoarder. He's
Okay.
a high-end
Yeah,
hoarder.
yeah.
High-end hoarder.
Do they, being friends with all those guys, do they hook you up with a lot of like friends and family shoes?
Some do. Some of them, if they're single children, they're kind of selfish, so they want to keep everything for themselves.
Yeah.
But a lot of them do, I must say. Melo is very, very, he's very cool with a lot of his stuff.
What's a shoe you remember, getting from
For Melo?
from Melo or one of your friends?
I got the Denver Nugget
Two signed,
2 signed by him.
which I
Worn.
love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you see them, it look like he wore them shits for half a season, not even like 1 or 2 games. They're like,
Put some kiwi on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kiwi.
Accidentally rubbed the signature
One
off
big,
on it.
hold on. One big flex I want to talk about. I think we talked about the stick ball, but was there like a charity softball game and you got Jordan cleats for the whole team?
There
Like
was 2. There was CC's.
There was not one.
CC
there were 2.
CC, I sit on. I'm very fortunate to sit on the board for Pitching Foundation, which is run by Amber Sabathia, his
Okay.
wife, and CC Sabathia. And obviously, because CC has a Jordan deal,
Yeah. Sure.
we played in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, first of all, as a kid growing up playing baseball, I don't care if you went pro or not, but to say you played in Yankee Stadium
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
One time he and I played in the garden.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we played
did
basketball
it.
at the
Oh,
garden.
that's cool, right?
They destroyed the footage after. Okay, these two, you can't find it online. The footage has been destroyed.
wasn't
The
pretty.
stat-
It wasn't
Pecas, the
pretty.
stat line, not great.
I
Okay.
think yeah, except for when Premium Pete likes to pull photos out of the blue every 6
Yeah,
months.
there's jump shot looking a little shit. They couldn't sign to CAA, trust me.
Didn't even return the email.
Okay, so
But anyways,
so yeah.
Part of it of what the deal was everybody on each team would get these Jordan cleats, and it was CeCe because he had a Jordan deal. And at that time, I believe Samir was his representative.
Okay.
So he would make sure. But half the team didn't even play in the cleats because they were saving them. They
Yeah,
were like,
yeah.
Some people were saving them. We're like, yo, bro, you're supposed to put these on for the
Right.
game. We're like, yo, we're not putting these on. But yeah, we got Jordan 11s. One time, one year I think we got Cool Grays. It was
Wow.
like sick. It was sick.
Do you remember the first pair of free sneakers you got from a brand? Like when you were first in the zone of like being able to.
Yeah, it was definitely something high end from Nike.
Did it
Definitely
blow
got
you
those.
away? Like, oh my God, these people know who I am and want to send me something? Or you were so used to that in the record industry at that point?
Nah,
already?
I'll tell you the time I groupied out and got blown away. I was on tour.
It's happened to all of us.
No, it definitely happens.
Yes.
If somebody tells you that
Yes.
it doesn't happen, it's
Yes.
bullshit.
Yeah.
By the way, it happens to athletes and it happens to artists as well. A lot of times when they cross colonize and see each other. Trust me, I've seen
Yeah.
Got
the
it.
best in the game. I guess my biggest sneaker moment from getting a free pair, we were on tour in Miami. It was Kanye West and Jay-Z for the
Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne. So we're in Miami and we go out to a nightclub and Kanye gets into a little something. Wasn't nothing crazy, but I helped the security guard because there was a
Okay.
lot more of them than there was of us.
Okay.
We assessed the situation.
Okay.
We won't discuss
Okay.
that. And there's a 7 years of statute of limitations, so everybody's
Okay.
safe.
Okay.
So because I did this favor for him, the next morning we go back to the concert. He goes, yo, sound check, come see me. So I'm like, all right, I'll go check him out.
Yeah.
He's getting a haircut and he has like, his clothes and shit in the room. And he goes, yo, grab those up there. So I grab him, he goes, I'm like, what's up? He goes like, those are for you. Take those. I had shell toes on or something,
Okay.
right? Because I had a whole sweatsuit. He goes, take those off, throw them in the garbage, and put those on. They were the Yeezy 2s.
Wow.
And it was not
white-
for sale. They were
Before they came out,
before
right?
they came out. He was the only one he wore them like twice, and then he gave them to me. This is a true story. The next day, Fabulous didn't talk to me. G. Robinson, his manager at that time, didn't talk to me. Don C. didn't talk to me.
Oh, no.
I'm walking around the arena. I think Jay-Z gave me a couple of dirty looks. I'm walking around the arena. Now listen, I'm a 13. He's a 12.
Okay.
And you know those shoes are soft. In the front, it looked like my fucking toe was going to bust out.
But it was
I'm sorry
worth it.
at first. It was definitely worth it. And I think I wore them every day for a week. And I think I slept in them.
That's amazing. The other thing that's funny about that is I saw on your Instagram, like Kanye gave them to you, and then like a week later or like 3 pictures later, it's you and Victor's holding the Yeezy 2s, and the caption is, Victor wanted to come see my Yeezy 2s. Like,
Taking appointments.
yeah,
right?
like people were just coming to see them because they
would
weren't
come to
out.
see them. Yeah, that's true.
Amazing.
So I know you're wearing Crinks right now. I mean, being at Rock Nation, being at Def Jam, like how crazy was or was your whole Air Force One situation? Because I feel like that has to be like one of the.
Well, because I was sort of popular and around those guys during that era, my Air Force One situation is pretty crazy.
Like, what was that? What was that like? Like, how many pairs? Like, you're doing one wears or?
Some I do one wear, some I don't have. I mean, I never worn. I probably at some point.
He said, I don't have. Wait, no, stop.
I meant to say I've
Yeah.
never worn. And I think I was probably up to maybe 200, 250 pairs at one time, or just Air Force Ones alone.
Yeah.
White on whites or just Air Force Ones in general?
Air Force Ones in general.
I saw in an old video, I don't know if this is a custom or what, but a Def Jam Air Force One.
It was.
Is that a sample Nike made or is that a
No,
custom
it was
shoe
a custom.
somebody did? Yeah.
I have them.
Okay.
They came in a clear box. A friend of mine made them.
Yeah.
I have like 2 pairs. I'll send you guys some pics.
Nice.
I should have wore those. So can I ask you a question? Are customs cool or? When we were coming up, customs weren't really. People never really like. You weren't not. I wouldn't say cool, but they
Right.
weren't respected. Customs.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I'm not really that into custom sneakers.
Oh, okay.
Like, I wouldn't do it that much. I think it's more interesting when you can convince somebody at a brand to do the project, and like officially sanction it in a way.
Right.
So, like, I don't know.
For me, it's interesting. Obviously, we have a lot of friends who are great customizers,
Yeah, for sure.
and designers.
And
I would
do
even
good work,
say.
yeah.
But even like what I'm into now, like there's this young guy Lorenzo G who is like
Shout out.
dying. It's not like sometimes we think of customs and it's like
painting on
a
shoes.
painting and a lot of over the top stuff. So what this kid is doing is like taking Air Max 95s and dyeing like the different rivets and to me like
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
So just creative, right?
Yeah, really good like work. It takes like 8 weeks and things like that. So I think that it's kind of taken on different routes now.
Yeah.
But like it's interesting. I think a lot of times when we think of customs, we think of like people drawing or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
painting.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
Complex used to do even like the worst customs
Yeah.
on the internet, and some as a post, and some were really crazy. But now, like, you know, there's a lot. And the cleats, though, the cleats.
Oh, so I was gonna say that, like, as I got to get more into the culture and more respected, and one of the first custom guys I met was Mosh.
Yes.
like I thought Mosh
Shouts to
phenomenal.
Mosh.
Like,
Yeah.
the things that he used to do was like, you know, other than him just being a great guy, like I started
Yep.
to respect him
And
more.
a great
when I met him.
stickball player.
Yeah, and great softball player.
Okay.
too. Yeah, and
He played college baseball.
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You might have to sign him.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
my-
we're 15 over league.
Mosh doing the cleats week in and week out. Shoe Surgeon doing
Yeah,
Odell's
yeah.
cleats
And
recently.
then I met Shoe Surgeon. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little thing he just did recently with the Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
sick.
He did Odell's recent. He did like the yellow Virgil Air Force Ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Last Sunday he did the 2 days ago like the Supreme cleats.
Supreme, yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Did you ever have any of those, like the Air Force Ones they were doing around the 2000s when you would do like a Burberry print or a Louis Vuitton print on the check or anything like that? You know the custom stuff that was happening around that time.
I
Like-
remember. No, I do have a pair of the all white Gator Air Force Ones that they were saying retailed for like 24.
2000.
Yeah,
2000,
yeah.
2200 bucks.
Yeah.
There was
with
a-
like the horseshoe in it
Yeah.
and things.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
yeah,
have those.
Big
They
Mayor
came with a
shoe.
belt.
Mayor had the
that was
brown
the
one.
brown one.
Yep, Mayor had the brown one.
Mayor
Yeah.
had- yeah.
What
brown.
about Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones? Have we bidden on those? Have you been watching the charity auction at Sotheby's?
I've been watching. It's really too expensive. I got kids that I got to put through college and
Okay.
things to sort now. So if I told my wife I bid it on a pair of sneakers for 20, 30 grand, I might
I'm
get in
tempted,
trouble.
man.
I know. I'm with you, man. Look, I'm tempted too. It's just like
I know.
you know, the sneaker god inside of me. I know.
You mentioned the Def Jam Air Force Ones. I mean, we had Drew Greer on the show who worked at Nike back in the day,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
told a story about when they first made the Rockefeller Air Force Ones, and Lior getting mad because no one talked to Lior about the shoes getting made. But do you remember any stories of like promo shoes being at the labels, like showing up and people like fighting over trying to get them? Or
I remember there was a DJ in Atlanta that we were having some problems with trying to get some music played.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Okay.
I could guess a name.
yeah. So here comes Pecas.
Wait a minute. Wait.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
if I had to guess,
He was on this
I
podcast.
would guess Greg
This-
Street.
okay. Okay.
I don't say no name.
Right,
Okay.
right.
7-year statute of limitation.
Shouts to Greg.
Shout out to Greg Street.
Yes.
Very good friend of
Separately
mine.
of the story shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
separately of the story. So there's a DJ in Atlanta that we won't mention, and the sort of relationship between him and Rockefeller, or
Okay.
some problems with Def Jam. I wouldn't base it on Rockefeller. Were a little shaky, and I think the thing that would the big promo shoe that would help out was the all black, the black Rockefeller. Remember,
Oh,
like
yep.
those were fire, right?
Yeah.
It was like the some anniversary, 10-year anniversary, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So I must say, I did call my very good friend. Listen, this guy right here, he doesn't like his name to be put out.
Okay.
But we call him OG Juan. And
Okay.
OG Juan,
yeah.
Of course.
OG Juan is a high-end hoarder as well.
Okay.
But he holds on to the right things. And when we needed to fix that situation, I went to the God, OG Juan. He blessed me with a pair, and we made it happen.
Okay.
I got to give props where props to do.
Okay.
I love that.
so there's like a set of stipulations that come with accepting the shoes. When you
Yes.
agree to the terms of contract.
So this is what I love. I love the stories. Another story I want to know. You met Stan Smith also.
Yes.
What was that like? And what did you guys talk about? I'm sure like that was
we
a
were
great.
at the U.S. Open, and a close friend of mine at that time who worked for a huge clothing company, which is Emengildo Zenya. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it first, but Zenya, high-end suits.
Yeah.
And she was the head marketing girl there, so she invites
Wait,
me.
how do you spell that? Z-E-G-N-A?
ZEGNA, right?
I always thought it was Zegna. I appreciate that.
No, Zenya.
I've been, or Zenga.
Real
I've always,
G's.
I've always seen the email. Yeah.
G's moving silent like
G
lasagna,
moving
you know?
silent.
All right. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So, by the way, it took me a couple of weeks to learn that pronunciation.
I'm going to be studying the tape after this. I'm gonna be-
So we meet Stan Smith.
yeah.
So he's hosting this suite. We get there early. We have some drinks, and we're talking. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, so tell me, how'd your deal go down with Adidas? I'm like, you're fucking, excuse me, I don't know if I could. Forgive me. I'm like, yo, you're huge in the hood, right? He goes, I'm sorry? I said, like, in the hood.
Yeah.
Which neighborhood? I'm like, bruh, in the hood, you are God. He's like, no way. I said, yo, I can take you around town. Get you a couple of hosting parties with Dave Brutman in them. Take you to Vegas. I said, I can make you maybe, 20, 30 racks a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I said, yo, bro, you are Stan Smith. Like, you have no idea, bro.
Yeah.
We put you in Vegas, Miami, we'll get you going. He's dying laughing, right? He's
Yeah.
like, yo, you're crazy. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm serious. And we get to this point, but he never got residuals on those shoes.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
No royalty or anything.
No royalty, nothing. Stan Smith.
He probably signed like a one-time or a contract extension, but
Listen, every Nike guy, Jordan guy, whatever, every guy has always at least had one pair of Stan Smiths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, come on, bro.
it's
Huge.
funny, he told
Huge.
He told a story and he said that his grandkids didn't know that he was cool until Jay-Z name dropped him.
Yeah.
on
In the song?
Yeah,
on Stan
yeah.
Smith Adidas in the campus.
Oh,
yeah.
When they heard it, and they're like, "Oh, Granddad's actually someone that we should pay
That you
attention
should
to."
pay attention to.
Yeah.
Nicest guy. So what was crazy is people were recording this thing, and there was about 20 of us in there, and he was giving a speech. But a lot of people didn't see that we had a whole conversation. But he kept name dropping me like, man, my man Pecas over here, my guy Pecas. We said like 5 times, bro. I was Stan Smith. I was like a god coming out of there.
Getting the Vegas residency?
I'll tell you a funny story, because Stan Smith only look good crispy white. I don't care
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
say. You get 2 wears out of it. Yo, bro, I was so desperate to put this outfit together that I almost tried to erase his signature on one of the
Oh wow!
Wait,
wow!
what?
Because he signed a pair and you were
signed
gonna
a
wear
pair,
it.
and I didn't have a fresh pair of Stan Smith to wear my outfit. I was like, yo, bro,
You're
will I
going to
go?
erase his signature off the shoe? That's a
They're
historical
best
document.
friends. They're best friends.
It
Stan would've
was
said-
for the outfit, bro. It was for the outfit.
You could just hit him up and get him to re-sign it.
Yeah, no big
Something to
deal.
go over it after I rock. Yeah.
I think actually I had him sign a pair because when I met him, I think I knew I was going to meet him that night, and I don't know if this is a groupie move, but I think I had the Stan Smiths on just so I could get him to sign the
To
shoes.
sign him. Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
Cool guy, right?
yeah, nice
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, talked about David Foster Wallace in tennis. You mentioned like him not having residuals. I assume that's the type of thing you think about, in your work and dealing with athletes. Are you ever sitting in on like those deals when they're trying to figure out what their relationship with a brand is going to look like?
I've sat on several of them, not a lot.
Yeah.
Mostly those, when you get to that point already with athletes and the shoe companies, it's more about design.
Yeah.
Because they've already really done the business aspect of it.
But like if like when Under Armour was trying to come at KD, and you're at Rock Nation at the time, like do you hear about that? Does he consult with you?
No. That was above my pay grade at that time.
Yeah.
And you just hear rumblings, but no, I wasn't part of those negotiations because that didn't work well for some people. So
we got to talk your relationship with Fat Joe. Obviously,
oh man.
Talk about like, have you seen his? Give us a Fat Joe sneaker story. That there has to be plenty.
Man.
You're with him recently? Always
Yeah,
with
you
him?
want the recent 24-hour story?
Yeah, let's hear.
Were you there the day that he put the boots on?
I was there the day after.
What, the Yeezy boots?
Yeah. So by the way, the Kith coat. Remember we got those long puffers,
Yes.
the beige ones.
Yes.
He was trying to steal mine that day to match the boots.
I thought he looked good in the
He
boots. I
did. It
didn't know
looked
what
great.
he-
But
Same.
But the Kith jacket that they gave us on the Aspen trip was like
Yeah.
really cool. It was like this long beige.
That was a piece
It
to
would
tie
have looked. Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll tell you my recent Fat Joe story. So Fat Joe just moved into this beautiful home. Him and his lovely wife Lorena, who's like my sister. Our wives are really tight. We've been friends for over 35 years.
Sure,
It's like my brother. When he can't show up somewhere, they call me and I'm his stunt double. I think I opened up performing Lean Back on Usher's tour for about a year when nobody knew, that I wasn't the crack man. So I'm going to tell this story first because I have to give the real story. They always say there's your story,
Yeah.
their
Yes.
story, and the real story. So Joe just has this beautiful house, and this is the first time he's invited anybody over to the house, and it was to watch football.
Yeah.
And when you know Joe, Joe is not what we call in the hood, not a halfway hustler.
Okay.
Halfway hustler is the guy who will buy a Mercedes-Benz and live in the projects, right? Or have a house and drive a Toyota bullshit Camry or something. When Joe does something, he does it big. Beautiful, we're sitting there, all white couch. So when I come over, I bring wine. I'm the red wine guy, right? I'm bringing the wine, sitting there, and I have my 2 kids with me, my daughter Sophia and my daughter Shawn Riley. Sophia's 4. Everything's going smooth. I get up from the dining room table and I go sit to allow my 11-year-old daughter to sit comfortably and eat. Me, like a dummy, I bring the wine and I put the fucking wine on the end table. Mind you, I'm sitting on a $600,000 white couch.
Okay.
The couch cost $600.
And I didn't hear from him. I did a little research because I'll tell you why. I had to do
This
research.
is before you offer. Okay, I see where this is going. Yeah.
So my wife comes over because my 4-year-old daughter's like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And
I'm stressed out just
Me
listening to
too.
this.
Me too.
I'm
you
white
can't
knuckling
wear
to this thing.
your high-end sneakers in the house because whatever. So she has socks, so it's slippery.
Okay.
So when
Uh-oh.
my wife brings her around, I'm sitting there with the food, watching the game. She spins around, and it was like falling from a fucking 50-foot cliff.
It went in slow mo.
Like,
Yeah.
right onto the table, bro. The food goes up in the air. The red wine goes in the air.
Oh no.
And when I tell you there was a stain of about this big on this $600,000 white couch.
You have to hit the ATM machine real quick.
ATM, I'm trying to buy a Ferrari soon, but then I think that's over.
How did,
So I tell Joe.
Yeah.
Joe looks at his wife looks back. Joe looks at me and goes, listen, it's the baby. Anything can happen.
Wow.
You're good. We love you. Your family. But I don't know if I'll be invited back to
Okay.
any more Fat Joe functions,
Damn.
but that's my current story.
But Joe's sneaker collection, even he has things. You're around people who have things that no one else has, which is very interesting.
So, like I was saying, being in Joe's house, just recent, we went upstairs to his closet. His sneaker collection is crazy. He's going hard.
Yeah.
And it's funny to hear that because he just got rid of a ton of stuff like we talked about last week.
Yes, but he's like a fiend. It's like a fiend going to Betty Ford Clinic and getting clean and then being put around drugs again.
Wait, are you guys the same size or no? What size?
He's a 12. I'm a 13.
do
close enough.
you try to like?
All the time.
Does he does he let you
encourage him to take pictures in his clothes so I can take them after.
Because we
You
had
got the easy boots?
we had him on our other show, Full Size Run, and he told us the story about when he went to Mike Bibby's house and he tried to take
Yeah.
Mike Bibby's
Yes.
shoes,
Yes.
and Mike Bibby tried to choke him out.
Yeah.
But is Joe like that? If you try to take a pair of Joe's
Oh,
shoes,
Joe's not giving up nothing.
Nothing?
No, nothing. Especially now, forget about it.
He's not
because he has all fire.
so he's not giving you anything. If you,
No, I would have to fight. He'll do anything in the world for me. Don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is definitely not giving me a pair of shoes. Like I have to fight him for that.
Do you have any of the promo stuff? Terror Squad Air
Yeah,
Force
I have the
Ones,
pink and beige ones. But that was from back in the day.
Nice.
special shoe.
Yep. Special shoe.
That shoe, yeah. That shoe caused some drama.
Yeah. Joe's a real shoe enthusiast.
For sure.
Like, I mean, top to bottom. And when he's coming for the kill. Somebody, when they say shouldn't wake a sleeping giant, you shouldn't wake a sleeping giant.
And that's what I like. You said that he got rid of a lot of stuff, but he's back. I could tell he's back into it. He's
Yes.
back. Like, it's those guys are never gonna give it up. But like, he has some stuff, and he has some stuff I know that like no one has ever seen. Even though we feel like we've seen a lot of Fat Joe stuff, there's some stuff that no one has
Joe,
ever seen.
he showed me 3 pair of sneakers that could put a couple of kids through college.
Yeah.
3 pair.
That's
What
what I
was it?
don't. Yeah,
can't say.
Vaguely describe.
there's some.
It's a Nike shoe?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know you think Fat Joe, crazy sneaker collection. There's like pairs that he's been digging up that like only one exists.
Yeah.
I heard.
He's serious. He's not fucking around. He's on a mission.
So you definitely have to plug it up NYC.
Oh yeah. Friends and family discount. You know, those are all my guys over there. Up NYC. Shout out to Up NYC.
Then I want to talk about like, you know, we joked about like the MVP, the Kith trip was
Wasn't a
actually
joke.
which was actually legit. But like, what about like the Ronnie relationship and Teddy and like how you kind of like have a relationship with those guys now, and to see what Teddy's doing with New Balance and Ronnie doing with like all these brands.
So I honestly met Teddy through Ronnie.
Okay.
Years ago. Loved Teddy. The thing I loved about Teddy is every time I went to Queens and would see like a Greek gangster or something, Teddy'd always be like right next to the Greek gangster.
Interesting.
He's like,
He was in the diner having
yeah,
conversations.
He's
Yeah.
like,
Sit down?
Yeah.
You're like, how do you know this guy?
Yeah, Teddy was always like with the hat the same way, never changed, little scruffy beard.
Yep.
So to me, I was like, if I want to move around nice in Queens, I should probably get to be cool with
He's
Teddy.
the guy.
Yeah.
the
He's
guy.
like the gangster who became a designer. You know what I mean? So I love him for that. Shout out to my man Teddy, and congratulations, Teddy, on that LVMH deal, man. I'm so proud of you and your hard work, my brother. God bless you. Now, Ronnie, who I called Ronald, by the way. Hey, Ronald, how are you? Has been my friend for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you were shopping at David Z back in the day?
Yeah. So
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to work at the small record label called G Street Records.
Okay.
And it was owned by a gentleman, a friend of mine named John. And John was a promoter in London. And who's the guy who owns, I hate when this happens. Bob Marley was signed to which record label?
Island?
Island Records. That was owned by a guy from England.
I
Anyway.
don't know.
We can look it up.
All right. So this guy, John Baker, who owned G Street Records, worked for the guy who owned Island, right? He was a club promoter. So he came over here and licensed a bunch of hip hop guys through G Street from, like, Queen Latifah, that whole thing,
Yeah.
the Grave Diggers, Wu-Tang.
Yep.
Yeah, Diary of a Madman.
Diary of a Madman, yeah, I worked that album, yeah. So my job was to always take a lot of the rappers to go to David Z's because they would want to buy shit. They were either from Staten Island, Brooklyn. They didn't really play downtown like that. But since I worked there and I knew Ronnie, he would always hook me up.
Yeah.
As long as I brought him the rappers to buy the shit, he was good.
Yeah.
And I wore 12 or 13 back then in certain things. So back then, you'd only get one size 12 or 13 when you ordered.
So he held you down on
He
that
held
pair?
me down.
Got
So
it.
that's what we call an exchange of service. As long as I brought him the rappers, he would hold the big size for me, and we have been friends ever since. And as he grew, I
Yeah.
just kept going with him and grew and grew and grew.
Who were you bringing through to David Z at the time?
RZA come through, Dougie Fresh, Prince Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of cool guys, man.
Speaking of New Balance, I just have to ask you: do you have stories about working out with Action Bronson? I know you guys went to the same
Yeah,
gym.
so we got the same chain. Shout out to Dave Palladino, Impact Zone. So 2 years ago, I was not feeling well, and CC was like, "Yo, just come to the gym with me." So like the whole New Year's thing.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
went with
I've
him
been
for
one time.
Yeah.
No, I
January
went for the whole
3rd.
year.
January 3rd.
And I got jacked like me.
Yeah.
And C. Well, he kept going. Obviously.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was fucking nuts. And so Dave was our trainer, started working out with CC. I was working out with him for a year, then I fell off. And then Action came on and started working out with him. But he looks amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to run into a back alley and see Action Bronson
Bam.
back there. And listen to me. He has transformed like his whole body from body fat into muscle, but he's like a brick, bro. He's like no joke. And he does all different type
Yeah.
of like exercises that
He's swinging the.
yeah, like
I don't know what that thing
me
is.
neither.
But it's like a
it's a-
medieval mace or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
It looks like an Albanian belt, like a belt that an Albanian mom would whoop your ass with if you
You're not
got out of line, right?
You're not eating squid that he's grilling up in the parking lot?
Nah. But he's an amazing guy, bro.
Pick.
Amazing guy.
Sometimes you think of like, did I see this image on the internet or did I imagine it? I'm not sure if it was if it was Otis or Power. Is there a picture of like you in a car? It's just your arm and there's a hard drive and you were dropping something off at Flex.
Yeah.
What was it?
I was taking Otis to Hot 97.
That classic
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Can you? I know it's a sneaker podcast, but talk about that night.
Well, I had
because
some fly sneakers on that day, too.
what was
Let me
it?
see what was
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure.
I want to say I think I had the black Yeezys on.
Twos.
Yeah, the Yeezy 2's black. Yeah,
Okay.
Because I know we had went to, I think, a basketball game at night before, and I couldn't wear anything before Jay wore them. Like, Jay had to wear his shit first, and then I was
Okay.
in.
So he. Yeah. Okay.
So he bust his off at the Brooklyn game.
I remember, it's the hard drive, because I looked it up. It doesn't really exist, but it's like, it said Pecas on it, and you
Yeah.
were going to drop Otis.
I went and picked it up from the hotel. What's the
Mercer.
The
Mercer?
Mercer Hotel.
Yeah.
Jay and them was there, and Kanye. They let me listen to it 5 times. Chilled. I had to stay there, so they made sure I didn't go anywhere in between.
Okay.
From that time, and then when Flex had to drop it at 7.
Yeah.
Then I went up there. We had some drinks over at the Mercer. Chilled. Jay and them, they do their little thing, hype me the fuck up, so I make sure I deliver it the right way to Flex.
Is that a scary moment of trying to deliver it?
But
No.
You didn't listen to it in the car on the way there?
100 times. By the way, Kanye's going to play it for you 200 times.
I didn't know
Is
if you're
he?
gonna- I don't know if you're going to get worried that like the CD was going to get stuck in the
No,
change.
CD. It was a
It's a
jump
hard-
drive.
it was.
So
It was the drive,
Back
I
then, it was
remember.
like that was the era when now there was no more CDs. Or not
like that
necessarily
transition
no more
period,
CDs. That
right?
transition
Yeah,
period. And they were always ahead of the time because Kanye was always
Yeah.
worried about somebody stealing his music. And I felt honored that he trusted me with it, right? Isn't that a great honor?
Absolutely. So then Flex that night.
Went ballistic. See, I
What is
got
it,
to
going
tell
to
the
the
story.
store
man.
and-
Yeah,
Put
go
your
into the
hand
store
in
and
the
open the
cash
register,
register.
he said. Right? Was that
Yeah,
Death Row
yeah,
Auto
right.
Tune or Otis?
I thought that was Otis.
That was Otis.
Okay.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about Flex, right? Flex was amazing, man. Artists always want to give their music to flex because when you turn that radio on and you hear that bomb going, that's what they wanted.
Yes.
That's what they wanted. They wanted to hear that shit. They would count how many times.
Yep.
How many times it would go over and over and over. And I know some people might have thought that was annoying, but but that's
Did
what
you ever
the
talk with him beforehand? You're like, yo, you need to wind this back at least 50 times.
Oh, no, because listen to me. I was already at that point, and I had learned from others like my man Sincere. If you come consistently with hits, they know what to do. I was coming through that door with fire already, and they knew. You know what I mean? If you're not Jay and Kanye, they're not going to give that to you. They're not going to give it to somebody who has to go hype it up.
Sure.
Flex already knows it's coming. If I'm bringing it, it's coming.
And the big face Rolly.
And the big face
Got two of
rolling.
those, right?
That's right.
I want to talk flex too. Take it back to the tunnel. Do you remember like being in the tunnel? How important was it to go there with good sneakers on? Could you get in with sneakers? Like, what was the sneaker scene at the tunnel back
Well,
in
I'm
the
gonna
day?
be honest with you. You didn't really go to the tunnel with sneakers, man. You had to wear Timberland boots in the tunnel because it was like general population in
Active.
Rikers Island.
yeah.
You had like, the Bronx guys by the DJ booth. That was my crew.
Yeah.
Then you had like the Staten Island guys. They were all moving around. The Queens guys were by the bar. Queens was buying liquor heavy. Nas, Mobb Deep and all. They were buying them bottles of champagne heavy back then. And then by the unisex bathroom, you had the Brooklyn guys.
Yeah.
And you had to, going to the bathroom was like a mission.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever have to fight someone over sneakers in the past?
No, not really. Not over those.
Not
sneakers.
really.
No. I mean, when I was in the 80s, I used to get in fights on the train when guys stepped on your shoes and things of that sort.
That was just like instant, like it's on site.
Yeah, that was on site. Somebody started beef. Somebody stepped on your brand new white sneakers, bro. Well, you didn't have no money. You had to make them bitches last as long as they could. You only got, listen to me, and everybody can attest to this, and you can ask this question.
Yeah.
You only really got new pair of sneakers twice if you didn't have money. The 2 times you got new pair of kicks when you were young, growing up poor, was right before school started and Easter Sunday.
And Easter, whenever on sneaker shopping, so many memories, they go back to Easter. They say Easter Sunday. I remember getting these. I had these. I wore these on Easter Sunday. That was the big thing.
Easter Sunday was the big thing. Those were the only time if you didn't really have a lot of money.
Peck, peeling back the curtain, last night we talked, and you were going to wear a Kobe sample, though.
Yes, I was going to wear Kobe sample, but I didn't want to disrespect Kobe like that, and I wanted to walk in here with these joints on in the snow.
Okay, but I say that just to say you've had, like, relationship with him.
So Kobe, I never liked. I was a Kobe hater.
Okay.
I was a Kobe hater because I never was a big Lakers fan or none of that stuff. Now I am because of Melo, and the King is there. We always do respect to the King. And Kobe, I never really got to meet. And my close relationship with Melo and D Wade, they put me in front of Kobe. So they do this sort of like 3 Kings dinner. It's Chris Paul, D Wade, and Melo.
Okay.
They do a private dinner for someone who's going to retire that year during All-Star.
Okay.
And I'm at a table, table's about, we're all closer, right? About this big. And it's me, Bay, who's Melo's right hand. D's over there. I think CP3 is there. And then I think Melo's here. And I think Gab, you is here. And Kobe's wife. And then Kobe. I fell in love with Kobe that night.
You had a great conversation, right?
The guy, man, he just... First of all, he kept saying, when somebody says your name, like you felt like they know you, and they say it over and over.
Oh, they're paying attention.
They're paying attention.
Yeah.
And I fell for it, right?
Yeah.
But the guy's explaining to us because CP3, Melo, and D Wade have a screen on the wall, and Kobe is barbecuing them. I'm talking about it's a half an hour sizzle reel.
It's nonstop.
Of Kobe cooking these guys. And I'm telling you,
This is like a Comedy Central roast going on.
Yes, almost like a roast. And these are 3, come on.
Yes.
These are superstars in the NBA.
Yes.
And great players. But Kobe is breaking down each play. Like, yo, this is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I did. And he goes, and his wife is like, yeah. He said every night before he played either Chris Paul, Dwyane Wade, or Carmelo Anthony, that he watched film every night until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Could you imagine being up at 4 o'clock in the morning, then have to play against Melo,
Sleep for
or
2
D-Wade,
hours
sleep
and
for 2 hours, and his wife was sitting right there, Vanessa. God bless you, Vanessa, Ms. Bryant, the best. She said, "Peck, up every night with him. She was up every night.
Wow.
With him. It made me fall in love with the man. He's a different guy.
It's
And mind
amazing.
you, I had been around him a couple of times, but
Yeah.
Knowing or being that you knew Kobe and you're a guy who has a lot of history with deals and whatnot. What do you think has to happen to get Kobe or Vanessa and the Bryant estate to re-sign that Nike contract?
I'm not close with them like that
Yeah.
or that family, and I really don't know. But I know what I would love to see. I would absolutely love to see that happen. And I think people have to handle their business their own personal ways, like within their own group of people who handles it. But do I think it'll happen? I think so. I mean, it's Kobe Bryant. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense for it not to happen. Like, that guy's a icon, and just the way when you lose an iconic person and it's a beautiful daughter like that, like some things just they should be just done the right way. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it will happen.
Definitely.
I don't know personally though.
Yeah.
One recent shoe that came out that I know, obviously, we talked about that you were there for, the Watch the Throne LeBrons.
So I was gonna wear those today.
Okay. Do you have any stories?
The originals or the
Originals.
Yeah.
I have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you remember that? Like, were you around for that idea? Like,
Of course, it was my jeweler that made the original.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
The piece.
That made the piece that went
Yeah.
in the front.
Okay.
Gave the
That was
jeweler.
that was such a controversial shoe too, because then that one got caught up in like people selling the samples at Nike and all that stuff.
Yeah, that got caught up in a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I got my original ones. Yeah, I never got the jewelry piece though. Gabe, he said he was gonna give me one.
Well,
Gabriel
near the
Uris, right?
district. Yeah.
Gabe Uris, is that?
No,
No,
Gabe,
Gabe-
the jeweler.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
But your jeweler made the piece and you never got the piece for the shoe?
Yeah, man, and I put that together, bro. He was supposed to hook me up. See,
Were they excited being around Kanye and Jay? Were they excited about those LeBrons?
of course,
Yeah.
they were fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were fire. Oh man, of course. Like, and then if you had those, you were really exclusive. Shout out to PR. PR put the right list together.
Okay,
Paul Rivera
PR.
definitely put the right list together.
Nice.
I'm
Paul
not gonna
Rivera.
lie.
Okay.
He
Shouts to PR.
PR was the man. He always made sure the right people
He
on
was
both
working at
sides.
Nike at the time, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
working
Nike
at
basketball,
Nike.
right?
Yeah. Great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude.
Absolutely.
Didn't he have an Air Force One project that never came out? I
No,
think?
he had PR had a friends and family with Victor.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Oh
remember
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fire.
When you see these when you have you have all these PE limited shoes and then you see the shoe get re-released, are you like, man, like now my shoe's not worth as much,
Nah, not really, because then I would wear the re-release more. Like, I keep the original, then I could
nice.
rock
Yep.
the re-release
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like disrespectful shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, no, only if you knew, you knew.
We keep talking about that with like the LeBron stuff where they
Yeah.
come back and I'm like, I always wanted a Watch the Throne LeBron 9.
Fire.
But then
Yeah.
it comes back and I still can't motivate myself to buy it. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with
I didn't
my
know if it
head.
was
It's a little different. If you look at it, it's not shaped the same.
Oh,
It's
really?
Yeah, it's a little different.
I didn't
yeah.
know if it was something like, because like if you had like Rockefeller Air Force Ones and then they re-release it, you're like, oh, now I can finally like break.
Well,
the
they
shoes.
did a great job re-releasing
Yeah.
those with Biggs in them, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
They did a very limited supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all depends. People. The great thing about anybody who's either worked for or owned a piece of Rockefeller or Rock Nation, they do an extremely great job of protecting their brands. You know.
You got a chain?
Oh yeah, I have a chain.
Vic was telling us about getting his chain. Do you remember when you got your chain?
Yes, I got my chain in Jay's office, in Juan's office.
Okay.
And
you had
I
a
had a
chaining
rose
day?
gold one.
You had a
I had
chain?
the chain. They gave me the piece.
No, but you had the chaining day with like.
No, because I had the chain. Jay gave me a rose gold.
He didn't
piece.
put it around your neck.
Nah. Nah, I didn't. What do they say when they? What is that? There's a term for that, right? When they king you or
Like
something
when
like
they
that.
knight
The
you?
night shoe.
Yeah, they knight you. Yeah.
Any MJ stories? Any that you could tell? Any that you could tell?
I know that you've definitely been to Michael Jordan's birthday party, right?
No, but Michael Jordan came to my party.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he definitely did. I got a picture. I got
Okay.
pictures for everything.
All right.
It was one time when him and Mello were having beef over a contract.
Okay.
And I had a party in the Hamptons, and me and Mello were hanging smoking. And then I
You had
called.
to sort MJ out?
No, I called the promoter. I said, "Yo, MJ's coming tonight." They're like, "Yeah, right, whatever."
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, I'm telling you, bro, he's coming. He wants to have a good time. His wife is here. His brother-in-law, they chilling." All right. I said, "Yo, I'm gonna go pick up Mello. We're having dinner, and then we're gonna shoot over." This was like 7:30 when I'm telling him that.
Yeah.
9:30, your man's at the door. The promoter's calling. Yo, Michael Jordan is here. Where are you? What are you doing? I said, yo, bro, I told you he was coming. And Jay allowed me to host a rock. It was called Rock the Hamptons party with a good friend of mine who was a promoter. And he had a long talk with me before we did. Say, yo, bro, you got to protect the brand. If anything happens, you know what I mean? You got to. So he allowed me to do it, and we did it. And I went back Monday, and he was like, good job, because there was a lot of press. And MJ don't really go nowhere.
Did you have like an all-white party and MJ shows up in an all-black suit? Like,
No, but
like,
MJ
like
did
you at
roll
Chris-
up in an all-white Rolex that was probably one of one. Nobody had ever seen it. It was like I forget the name, but I'll show you the picture.
Okay.
You know what it is, but it was sick. It was like ceramic white, like never seen it
Yeah,
before.
I love that. I love that.
What else we got? What's it like working with Devin Booker? You know, I know that he wears like the Converse off the court, but like he has the Nike deal as well.
Kobe
like
PEs are insane.
No, he's
His
Devin
cars.
Booker's-
Kobe PEs exactly,
Yeah,
and the
those are
cars.
fire.
He's like a real collector.
No, he's a real collector.
Yeah.
And you know what I love about Devin? We've hung out maybe 2 or 3 times. Shout out to Jessica Holtz, his agent over with us at CAA, and I hung out with them and CP3 and the whole Phoenix team.
Yeah.
I brought them to my man's little spot downtown that houses 250,000 bottles of wine.
Okay.
Devin Booker spent a nice penny in there. He's a gentleman. He's
Okay.
a real gentleman.
Okay.
Came in fly. Car situation we talked about is fly.
Yeah.
Drinks high-end wine.
Okay.
Don't mess around.
Not on the couch though.
No, not on the
Yeah.
couch. Couch will get you banned. Like,
Yeah,
But he's a true gentleman, and I think if he's not already a superstar, he's gonna be one of the next like overall worldly, like a global superstar, not just a superstar basketball player. And he's salt of the earth, man. He's a gentleman. Gentleman's gentleman.
Amazing. Well, listen, I could go on forever, but I think this has been
We'll have
great.
the next conversation at Rayo's.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's go. You guys want to go? Come
Yeah.
on. I think I could get you. I think April 14th is the next day.
Rayo's my
10
mom's
time.
maiden name.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I never been. 8 tables, I heard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
April
never
14th,
been.
that's good. That's just before tax day, right?
Yeah.
So I can write.
April 14th. That's
My
3
ch-
days after my birthday. It's
Oh,
done.
okay. More importantly, yeah.
Rayo's, shout out to Dino at Rayo's. Rayo's all cash too, by the way. So there's
right.
no record of anything.
They won't
spending.
take a check.
No checks at Rayo's.
Peck, before we go though, anything else you want to touch on, or it's just this has been great. The
Nah,
storytelling.
it's been great, man. Look out for my Eastside Golf guys. They're
No, we
chill.
got it. No.
Yo,
We have to
come
talk
on, man. Eastside Golf.
Eastside
Hey.
Golf. He's
Earl
you know
and
he's the
Elijah
one.
one.
Earl and Elijah
Yes,
one.
we're very familiar with them, but you're getting all the fours first.
Going heavy with shooting. I can say we're shooting a documentary with.
Sure.
So Hannah Storm and I are shooting a documentary together about Eastside Golf. It's
Wow.
called Grails, to show like how hard it was for them to come up, you know, as 2 African American kids playing golf and
Yes.
going to Morehouse and getting into the sneaker game and the business. And I'm just happy for them, just to watch them grow, you know, over the short amount of time I've known them. They're just amazing kids. And listen, when we shot this little piece, I hope Hannah don't get mad at me for spilling a little bit of it, but giving Fat Joe and Mayor the shoes. I don't know if you saw the other day.
Mayor took the spikes off.
Yeah, nah. He said he was.
Oh, okay.
I think he still might do it. By the way.
Okay.
But just to see their faces, right? They're like fucking just still. Excuse my language. They're like still fans of,
Yes, of course.
sneaker guys who
love
love
that.
them. Like it's like it's like you watching a girl on TV on one of your favorite TV shows, and you bump into her at a club.
Yeah.
And she's giving you some rhythm. You're like
Yeah.
you're geeked for the rest
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
And when these guys see rappers or shoe enthusiasts and they know them, it's still fun to see them still like
That
that.
feeling.
This
Yeah.
is how it's full good circle moment, because this is how you started the episode, or we talked about before when you said, when the crossover of people
Yeah.
fanning out. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Those fours though, black cement. Like you.
You got to see the new ones coming.
Really?
Smoking. Yeah.
Crazy. Pecas, we can't thank you enough.
No,
this has
thank
been
you guys.
amazing.
I'm honored, man. Just
Yes.
to even be here, thank you guys, man.
It
I
was a
really
treat.
appreciate
This
it.
was so good.
Pleasure's all ours.
Thank you.
This has been the Complex Sneakers Podcast. We hope everyone has a great weekend. Please like, subscribe. We will see you next week.